So tonight I want to talk about 5 multi-tools of sorts that usually we don't talk about, and a lot of these are smaller, but some of them are a little bit larger. So the first one we'll start off with was this Key Unity. Now I actually picked this up on eBay for around $10, and I thought, man, this looks pretty cool. This is made from titanium, and the pamphlets, the instructions that they send with it, say that it's actually made from TC4 titanium and that it does weigh 20 grams. So it doesn't weigh hardly anything, so it'd be only a couple ounces, if that. So very, very neat tool. I do like it from the stance that you do have the clip for your keys, and that's what I use it for. So I can just attach my keys to my belt loop or belt or whatever I want to do. And then you do have this scalpel blade as well, which can come in very handy. And this is a number 10 blade. So again, very cool. It's got this sort of like stonewash titanium right here. Very neat right there. A very good spring action. And then this is a very minimalist knife as well. Now, they do mention that it has all these functions. So the primary function is a clip, and then the knife, and then if you look online, they are very eager to say that it is a bottle opener. So be advised, this does open bottles from what I've read. And then there are some other functions. They talk about a ruler on the end right here, which I don't think many people will be using that function. Then they talk about an anti-loss design and a detachable blade and 90-degree stop and cutting hand design. So anyway, they sort of add a whole bunch of things that probably won't really be considered options, but they try to make it sound amazing. But I think just these main 2 functions make it worthwhile. They do get almost like some paracord, and then you've got this titanium accessory right here. We'll call it that. It's more like a EDC jewelry, I guess. But anyway, it does come in this box. It does have some pamphlets that talk about how to change the blade. And then they do talk about some other tools that they have as well. So I actually really like the Key Unity. Again, I think it came in $10, $12, something like that. I think that's a pretty good price for what you get. Now, let's go ahead down this path and talk about, this is one of the newest multi-tools that is on Amazon. So you can actually click on Amazon and type in multi-tool and then put the latest, and this is one of the options that you'll find. So this right here, I use adjustable wrenches. I don't know if I'd say every day, but almost every day at work. And this one right here packs a nasty surprise. So this has a glass breaker of sorts, but I am afraid that would puncture your leg if you're not careful. So I might actually grind mine down because I feel like the tip is just too pointed right there. Not a fan of that on anything, really. Just a sharp point if you're going to have it in your pocket. So dedicated glass breaker in your car, maybe, but not a fan of these things. So I have to say, I haven't tested this out. I do plan to take it to work with me, but it does stick a couple times, so not too bad. But I feel like this rod is probably not that steady. I feel like there's a fair amount of play, and I think this will work for very small nuts and bolts, but I don't think you can use it to its full potential because there's no brace here in the back. And I think that could be an issue. Now, part of why they have this almost seems to be to use as a caliper. Now, I don't feel like this is very precise. Again, there's some wiggle room. So I don't know how precise measurements you would get with that. I think they call it a wrench, but I think they sort of mean it as a caliper. You do have a ruler of sorts right here. And even this, they talk of as a bottle opener. So I'm not sure how practical this is. If some of you have actually had this and maybe have used it, let me know. And I'd appreciate to know your thoughts. But for $10, it's not a huge waste of money. But again, I feel like this one right here is so much more, worth the price. All right, so let's go ahead to another one. And this one right here, again, is a little disappointing. We'll get to a couple better ones maybe in a little bit. But this one, it's all right, but this is one of those you can put on your keychain. It has this these wrench functions. Never really been a fan of them. And then I think this is your bottle cap lifter probably here in the end as well. They always have to throw that in. Actually, it's probably right there. And then you do have, again, a roller of sorts right here. And then you do have some cutting teeth, which probably are labeled as a knife or as a wire stripper. And then you do have a screwdriver on the end. So they may have more functions listed, but I feel like these are the main functions. And maybe they try to call this a can opener, but I don't know that it'd really work that good. But it does have a couple options. I think your basic options will probably be the screwdriver in opening boxes and maybe a bottle cap lifter. And if that's something that you need every day, then this might be a reason enough to buy this tool. So I think this goes for about $3 on AliExpress. It's fairly cheap, and it might be $7 or so on Amazon, but just be aware that this is out there, and I guess technically it does have multi-tools on it, so it might be a multi-tool. All right, now this one is discontinued, but this is a Dango Wallet's reproduction, I believe. So I found a reproduction of a Dango Wallet for about $20, and they threw this in for an extra $2 or so. So I thought I'd go ahead and try it out. It looks like you have perhaps a 1/4-inch bit driver right here. Again, this is discontinued, so I can't really see all the info on it. It looks like you had a wire stripper on the end. You have blades right here on the sides, which looks a little dangerous. And then you almost have like a saw blade here on the side. And then you have all kinds of other tools that you can make up and decide what they would be useful for. Bottle cap lifter right here, all kinds of different options. I suppose that's what this is for, almost like a self-protection tool. Maybe in an extreme situation, you could use this as an axe head. I don't know, but I believe Dango does have a very similar tool to this, which I think is about $30, and this one was about $2 to $5. So I'm not a fan of either one, to be honest, but I just thought I'd throw this in, just go over it, just let you know this is out there, but I don't know if I'll be able to get too many links from it. And it does look like it even has like a rope cutter. So again, I'm not a huge fan of all these tools. I would much prefer something more dedicated like this, but some of you may be interested, so this is on the market. All right, now the last one may be one of the most interesting, and this is something I found on a knife website, and I forget which one it was, but I was scrolling through and I found this tool right here, and it's actually to put on top of your fuel source, and then you can put your pots, pans, cups, whatever it is. So it's for camping, and it has all kinds supposedly of tools with it. So on this first one right here, and let's see, that is this one over here. So what we have right here is a can opener on the end. We have this 1/4-inch bit driver. We also have the measuring in inches at the top. Also have the bottle opener over here in the 3/8 hex wrench. So that's all included on this tool. And then on the back, it measures in centimeters as well. So keep that in mind. Now on the other tool, what we have is adjustable metric wrenches, and that's these right here. Again, I'm not a fan of these, but some people might be. And then we have mapping tools. I don't know exactly what they mean with that, but that's what they say. I guess it's, I don't know. That doesn't make too much sense. But perhaps it will to some of you. And then on the back, there is this protractor, which I guess could be useful in a pinch. And then there is the flathead screwdriver as well on the end. So this one, again, comes in at 2.4 ounces, 4.75 inches width, and then the height is 1.5 inches. So this one right here, I don't think was very expensive either. I'll try to leave the link for it. I think it was around the $10 mark, but It is a lot more solid, so it does feel like heavier duty, but again, only 2.4 ounces, so it's not going to be that extremely heavy in the pack. So I feel like all these are unique options. Let me know which one is your favorite, and I'll enjoy reading your comments.